everybody, welcome to Mrs. Piper's Music Room in this pre-recorded session for Songtale Sunday. So nice to have you here joining us. We're going to do a songtale that does not have a book with it today, but it is a very silly story about a man whose name is Old Joe Clark. So I know Old Joe Clark. I went to visit him, and some very strange things happened when I went to visit him. He wasn't the most accommodating host, I will say. So the first time I went, I met him at his door. I knocked on the door, and he came and he answered it, and he had his shoes and his stockings or socks on his hands, and he had bare feet on his floor. Very strange, very strange. And then, so I went to his house. I'd never been there before, like I said. And so I needed to stay for a few days. So he slept on the corn chuck bed, and I had to sleep on the floor. I was not very happy about that. That was not the most comfortable night. So then it was time to eat breakfast the next morning, and he gave me curdled milk, and he ate all the meat. So I had to have curdled milk for breakfast. Yuck. Oh. Then I met his wife, Mary Lou. Very interesting lady. She had two great big brown eyes, and her other two eyes were blue. Yeah, she had 4 eyes. And then his house is just very interesting when you explore it. So the floors are above and the ceilings are below, like where you step with your feet. So Old Joe Clark's house is very interesting. So did you get all that in the story? Here we go. If you didn't catch it, I'm going to sing it now. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. I went down to Old Joe's house, met him at the door. Shoes and stockings on his feet, his bare feet on the floor. Shoes and stockings on his hands, his bare feet on the floor. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. I went down to Old Joe's house, never been there before. He slept on the corn chuck bed, and I slept on the floor. Oh, my neck. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. I went down to Old Joe's house, he told me come and eat. I drank all the curdled milk, he ate all the meat. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. Old Joe Clark, he had a wife, her name was Mary Lou. She had 2 great big brown eyes, the other 2 were blue. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. Old Joe Clark, he built a house, told his friends it's neat. He built the floors above his head, the ceilings under his feet. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that silly song about Old Joe Clark. And I hope that you have a wonderful Sunday, Songtale Sunday. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. I'm getting so confused having to stay home all these days. Tomorrow will be Mind Monday, where we get to wake up our brains. So I will see you then. Bye-bye.